Hey Tigers, welcome back to WCSN. I'm Emma.
And I'm Chris. Now let's send it over to your sports update.
What's up, Tigers? I'm Chase, and I'm so excited to be back here with your sports news. Starting off, your boys basketball team took on the Northridge Raiders on Tuesday and ended their season with a tough loss, losing 55-51. We also want to say special congratulations to some boys on the swim and dive team. Ian Weebrink ended an amazing season, finishing 7th in the 100-yard breaststroke and 13th in the 50-yard freestyle, as well as breaking 2 school records. We also want to congratulate Jay Sawyer on an amazing season as he finished 9th in dive. Now, let's send it over to Riley to tell us a little bit about rugby.
I'm Riley Ellis, and here's an update on the girls' Warsaw rugby team.
Hi, I'm Trevor Cracknell. I'm the head coach of the Warsaw High School girls team here, the rugby team. I've been coaching these young ladies for the last 20 years. In fact, this will be my 20th season coaching them. Rugby is all about teamwork. It's very difficult for a single player to really dominate a game, and so it's all about everybody doing work and working together. So young ladies, if you're interested in working on a team and becoming part of what we call a rugby family, then come on out and see us. We're practicing out here tonight, as you can see, and we'll be practicing outside soon. We do a lot of work and trips and do a number of competitions.
I'm Tassara, and I've been playing rugby for about a year now. I'm actually one of our captains. And I feel like what rugby has done for me mentally is I'm definitely a lot healthier mentally, because beforehand I was like just not having it. I didn't want to talk to anyone. It just wasn't for me. And now that I've been playing rugby, I've become a lot more social, come out of my bubble, and I talk a lot more. And maybe my teachers don't always appreciate it, but they will eventually.
My name's Addison. I'm a senior, and I've been playing rugby here at Warsaw for 6 years. Something that rugby has helped me with is being able to have the opportunity to go to a good college and continue my education along with playing rugby. It's helped me build relationships with lots of other people and confidence within myself and my athletic ability.
Hello, Warsaw Tigers. It's Liam Watkins back again for the weather. Today, Tuesday the 7th, the high is supposed to be 39 degrees and the low is supposed to be 26. You'll also see partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Wednesday, the high will be 40 degrees and the low will be 26, with partly cloudy skies similar to yesterday. Thursday, the high will be 38 degrees and the low will be 28, and you won't be seeing many blue skies with being cloudier than Tuesday and Wednesday. Also, recently meteorologists have been watching a storm system form to the west of Indiana. They are saying that this storm is going to intensify and steadily move east, eventually passing through Indiana on Friday. This is going to be a large and widespread snowstorm across Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and West Virginia. It is said that Friday night into Saturday morning, around 3 to 5 inches of snow will accumulate from this storm. This might impact baseball games happening on Friday, or other practices or games over the weekend. That is it for this week's weather. Liam Watkins.
Thanks for those updates.
Now to see more from the Digital Media 1 class, let's send it over to Student Feature.
What kind of things do you do to express yourself?
I do a lot of painting, a lot of singing. I've taught myself a few instruments, and sometimes I'll play live at like a coffee house or like an open mic night, so that's pretty interesting.
How does doing what you like make you feel?
I think I feel pretty proud of myself when I accomplish something, or when I step out of my comfort zone, maybe if I'm playing somewhere live and there's a big audience, or also after I finish a project, I feel pretty proud of it if I've put a lot of effort into it, because I tend to put a lot of effort into things like painting or sketching, and the end result turning out the way I wanted is always really, really fun.
What advice would you give to students who are struggling to find their creative voice and express their individuality?
Be a part of a community in that. There's a lot of communities in, under certain aspects of art. That's a very broad thing. So you could find find a community of people who do a lot of work with music, or a lot of work with painting, or, things like that.
How do you see creativity and individuality playing a role in your future education and career aspirations?
Art has so many opportunities to, really pursue really interesting careers. And so I think that there's a lot that you can do with being, an individual, even in those things where there are a lot of people participating in that part of art and really standing out.
Thank you so much, Lily.
Now, let's learn more about the lunch ladies here at WCHS.
Lunch ladies, ladies. We've all read the books of lunch ladies, and if you haven't, well, we've all read the books of lunch ladies where lunch ladies defeat evil over and over again, but let's see how our heroes are able to provide meals for us every day at WCHS.
We come in at 7:30 and prepare all the pizzas. Some of them start at 6 and we taper in. I come in at 7:30, some come in at 8, depending on, she's flexible with your schedules. If you have little ones, you have to get on the bus and stuff like that. And then we leave between 1:30 and 2, some stay a little later. At the end of the day, we have to weigh everything on how much we didn't use. We calculate how many pizzas grew legs. We're averaging about 7 a day that get mysteriously walk off. The kids. I love seeing all the kids and interacting with all the kids. I think the media makes a lot of the teenage kids are mean and rude, but they're not. They're all super nice and they're a lot of fun, and everyone's always very polite to me on the majority, and I love the kids, the best part of it.
Although our lunch ladies aren't defeating evil like those in the comics, ours are kind of defeating a different sort of evil, hunger. Please be sure to thank your lunch lady next time you get a meal, and hopefully this video gives you a better understanding of all the work they put behind your meal.
Thanks to those lunch ladies. We appreciate everything you do here.
Now, let's dive into this upcoming Spongebob musical.
Hey Tigers, I'm Griffin with WCSN, giving you one last look at Spongebob before opening night on Friday.
And you got me. I don't need my glasses on to see we're both pretty lucky.
It's been a crazy experience because actually when I was little, I was obsessed with SpongeBob, everything. SpongeBob sheets, pillows, you name it, I have it. So it's been crazy, it really has been. You know, it's kind of full circle because I am a junior, and though I do have 1 year left, you know, it's all coming to a close, and I think that playing SpongeBob will fulfill my childhood dreams.
Well, the process to do a musical is very big. It takes multiple months and a lot of time and commitment after school. It involves set builds on Saturdays. That's where you come in and build the sets. That's usually, 4 to 5 hours long. And then even the week before the musical, we're probably here from after school till about 8 o'clock, running the show and perfecting it to the best of our ability. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of commitment and a lot of time that goes into prepping for a musical.
I think people should come to see SpongeBob the Musical because it's truly such a fun, exciting show. It has colors, it has so many different set pieces. It's like extraordinary. The fact that our director, Miss Morris, has been able to make this show an incredible piece, and I can't wait for you guys all to see it because it truly is so much fun, and I know you guys will all love it and just love everything about it.
It's a typical.
Incredible. Irregular.
Exceptional.
Inordinary.
Extraordinary.
Man, I can't wait to see that.
There are many administrators here at WCHS. Let's send it over to Sutton to learn more about Mr. Devlin.
Hi, I'm Sutton with WCSN, and today I interviewed Mr. Devlin. We all know he works hard and loves his job, but do we really know the real Mr. Devlin? WCSN sent me to find out.
It wasn't until my senior year in high school that I wanted to be a teacher, elementary teacher, and then that changed to high school, middle school age as I got older. But yeah, it wasn't until my senior year that I even thought about being a teacher. Really, it was police officer for most of the time. Yeah, I always knew I wanted to help people in some way. So my history teachers in middle school and high school were terrible. I hated history. I didn't get good grades in history. Believe it or not, my favorite classes were anatomy and physiology and biology. Like, I was science through and through. When I was really little, I was huge into NASCAR, actually. I wanted to be a race car driver. Through high school, I worked as a security guard at a local racing place close to my house. I worked there with my uncle. I loved racing. Went to some NASCAR races when I was a kid. I wanted to be a police officer for a little while too. I've had the awesome privilege of getting to participate in the learning of 14 years worth of middle school students, 8th graders at Edgewood, some 7th graders, a couple of years here at the high school with juniors and freshmen, teaching U.S. history. And so for me, I've had a blast over the years teaching and impacting nearly 1,500 or more kids. If you were ever an Edgewood kid, you would understand what it meant to have ironclad battles. At the end of the Civil War unit, we would always take their cardboard projects from earlier in the year, and we'd have this massive water balloon battle the next to last day of school. And I had some kids get their teeth knocked out by throwing buckets and coolers, and it was just pure chaos. I had one kid get a cut across, like with 15 stitches across his forehead. Parents weren't super excited about that, but it was definitely a memorable experience. I mean, you can't leave the battlefield without some scrapes and injuries, right? My kids, you ask any one of my former students, what do you remember about 8th grade U.S. history? And it was always the ironclad battle. They always remembered that. It was great.
Thanks, Mr. Devlin. If you want to hear more, ask about his one and only fight. This has been Sutton with WCSN.
Thanks so much to Mr. Devlin.
Now, Tigers, that's all the news that we have for you today.
We'll see you back here next time.